Every great story starts small. This one starts on a cracked street, in a city that wasn't built for him to dream this big. They called him the Hakimi Kid before the world ever knew his name. This is the story of how a boy from a Moroccan immigrant family became one of the fastest, most fearless defenders on earth, and never once forgot the street he came from. ACHRAF Hakimi was born in Madrid in 1996, the son of Moroccan parents who had crossed a sea to build a life their children would inherit. His mother cleaned houses before sunrise. His father sold goods on the street, hour after hour, so their children would never have to choose between a meal and a dream. He didn't have the boots the other academy kids had. He didn't need them. What he had was hunger, and a touch on the ball that made grown men stop and watch. While other kids went home, he stayed on the pitch. One more sprint, one more rep. Because somewhere inside, an 8-year-old already understood. Nobody owed him anything. His parents never asked him to become a star. They only asked him to work, and to remember who he was while he did it. Hakimi joined Real Madrid's academy at the age of 8, stepping into one of the most demanding development systems in world football. In a system built to produce legends, mediocrity gets cut early. He trained like someone trying to outrun being forgotten. There were nights he doubted himself, nights when the gap between where he stood and the first team looked impossible to close. So he came back the next morning, and the one after that. Discipline isn't a single dramatic moment, it's 1,000 small returns. He worked his way up through the club's youth ranks before making his first team debut for Real Madrid in 2017. A teenager from Getafe, now wearing the same crest he'd watched on television as a boy. Real Madrid sent him on loan to Borussia Dortmund in 2018, and in the Bundesliga he announced himself to Europe, a wingback who defended like a center back and attacked like a winger. In 2020 he moved to Inter Milan, becoming one of the most feared attacking fullbacks in Serie A, racking up goals and assists from a position most teams use purely to defend. Paris Saint-Germain signed him in 2021, and in France he became one of the most electric fullbacks in the world. By every measure football respects, trophies, speed, end product, he had become exactly what that boy on the cracked Getafe street once dreamed of. But there was one jersey that meant more than any other. Born in Spain, raised in Madrid, he could have worn the colors of the country that built his career. Instead, he chose the colors of the country that built his family. Morocco wasn't where he was from on paper. It was who he was. At the 2022 World Cup, Morocco became the first African and Arab nation to ever reach a World Cup semi-final, stunning the world by eliminating Belgium, Spain, and Portugal along the way. Cameras caught him lifting his mother off the ground after a win, a son carrying the woman who once carried him through hard years, now lifting her into a moment neither of them could have imagined on a Getafe street. Hakimi had become a symbol for Morocco, for the Arab world, for Africa, for every immigrant kid told to pick a side. They didn't lift the trophy. They didn't need to. They had already rewritten what was possible. Every sprint down that flank still carries the boy from Getafe. Every tackle still carries his father's hours on a street stall. Every goal still carries his mother's hands. Success is built from sacrifice, discipline, and never forgetting where you came from.